All right, the latest in the Rajiv Gandhi assassination case. Now, the top court has ordered the release of 6 more jailed convicts in the Rajiv Gandhi assassination case. Now, the Supreme Court has gone on to observe that Tamil Nadu cabinet had already recommended the release, and in fact, the Tamil Nadu government has also communicated this message to the governor of the state, seeking the release of 6 jailed convicts in the Rajiv Gandhi assassination case. So remember, that's the latest that we're picking up. Supreme Court once again hearing the Rajiv Gandhi assassination case and ordering the release of 6 more jailed convicts in the case. The court has gone on to observe that the Tamil Nadu cabinet had already recommended the release of these convicts. Remember, this comes months after Perarivalan, another convict in the case, was ordered to be released by the top court in the month of May. So that's the latest that we are picking up on the assassination of Rajiv Gandhi, the former Prime Minister of India. Remember, he was killed in a suicide bombing in Tamil Nadu on May 21, 1991. And remember that once again, the top court has taken up the entire hearing with regards to the release of the jailed convicts. Earlier, remember, SC had also in fact ordered the release of another convict, Perarivalan. On this note, Meenakshi joins me live from Delhi. Meenakshi, a very good afternoon to you. Now, once again, top court hearing the Rajiv Gandhi assassination case, and months after, the top court had gone on to order the release of Perarivalan, another convict in the case. Now, the top court has gone on to observe that the Tamil Nadu government has already given its assent to the release of 6 more convicts. What more are you tracking in terms of this development?
Well, yes, the matter was slated for hearing today, and we are breaking to our viewers the operative part of the orders that have just been passed by the Indian Supreme Court, where the Supreme Court, like you rightly mentioned, has ordered the release of remaining 6 jailed convicts in the case of assassination of former Prime Minister Mr. Rajiv Gandhi, noting that the Tamil Nadu government, the Tamil Nadu cabinet, the Tamil Nadu State Assembly has already recommended for the release to the governor. And it was in May this year that the Supreme Court had, like you rightly mentioned, ordered the release of Perarivalan, another convict. So it is the principle of parity that the Supreme Court is applying here, and also the wish of the state legislature, the state government. After vetting the remission policy of the state government, the Supreme Court is ordering the release of remaining of 6 jailed convicts in the assassination case of former Prime Minister Mr. Rajiv Gandhi. That's a big development coming from the Supreme Court. This also includes Nalini, who will be set free for as their remission of sentence was recommended by the state government of Tamil Nadu. That's the big news. The matter was slated for a hearing, but this is the interim or the orders that are being passed as we speak here in the Indian Supreme Court, and we are bringing to our viewers the operative part of what the Supreme Court has just ordered. So, huge development. 2 times former Prime Minister of India assassinated. 6 remaining convicts will be released as per orders of the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court in its orders is noting that because the state legislature, the state government of Tamil Nadu has already recommended their release, and in May this year, Perarivalan was also released by the Supreme Court. So these convicts who were serving life sentence, which in this case meant till the end of their lives, will be released as per the orders of the Supreme Court. Supreme Court on its part noting that it is the state government of Tamil Nadu which has recommended for their release.
All right, Meenakshi, I urge you to stay with us, for I'm also being joined by Sri Prapanch, who's joining us live from the Chennai city. Sri Prapanch, a very good afternoon to you. Now, a very key development coming in the Rajiv Gandhi assassination case, which also has been the hot political potato in the state of Tamil Nadu. And you know, time and again, we've seen how Tamil Nadu government, the DMK government and the governor have been at loggerheads, you know, when it comes to the convicts walking out of the jail. In fact, in the past as well, the DMK government, Stalin, has said that they have been communicating this message to the governor. However, the governor has only been delaying his assent to the same. You know, if you can just take us through the whole political showdown that has ensued in the state of Tamil Nadu between the ruling government and the governor over the convicts of Rajiv Gandhi.
Now, earlier we saw in the May 18th of this year, we saw the Supreme Court had invoked its extraordinary powers under Article 142 of the Constitution to release Perarivalan, was one of the 7 convicts in the former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi assassination case. Now, subsequently, we also saw that the Tamil Nadu government had earlier recommended to the Supreme Court to the premature release of Nalini and Ravichandran, who were serving the life imprisonment earlier, the Rajiv Gandhi assassination case. Now, Tamil Nadu government had also stated that they had passed, in fact, an affidavit saying that in 2018, they had, in fact, passed a resolution. Tamil Nadu government had passed a resolution to consider the mercy petition of the 7 convicts earlier and recommended the governor for the remission of the life sentences that was, in fact, that was being served by the prisoners. However, we saw that was not approved earlier, and subsequently we saw that today, in fact, the Supreme Court has, in fact, released all the 6 convicts, Nalini, Ravichandran, Murugan, Santhan, Jayakumar, Robert Payas. Now, they have, in fact, taken into consideration the conduct in their jail, and they have spent nearly 30 years in the jail, and state cabinet decision is also, in fact, considered, in fact, but the governor has not acted for in 4 years. So the Supreme Court has released all the 6 convicts who were, in fact, earlier put in jail for the Rajiv Gandhi assassination.
All right, Sri Prapanch, thank you so much for joining us with all those details all the way from Chennai. And I would like to go back to my colleague Meenakshi now, who joins us live from outside the Supreme Court in Delhi. Now, Meenakshi, time and again, in fact, news and headlines over Rajiv Gandhi's assassins moving the Supreme Court has also made headlines. We saw how in the past as well, Nalini had moved the Supreme Court seeking release. If you can just take us through the entire timeline and the struggle of these assassins in terms of seeking relief from the prison.
Well, yes, we have seen that play out in the Supreme Court, and Perarivalan's case, we will remind our viewers, has proven to be quite a turning point as far as the fate of the other convicts are concerned on this one, because legally there is also a concept of principle of parity that is applied in criminal jurisprudence. But be that as it may, this was a very high-stake matter, and like we heard there, our colleague enumerate for us the on-ground realities, the politics of it playing out on ground. That also has had.
All right, Meenakshi, I beg your apology. I'm so sorry. I'll have to cut you short here. I'm being joined by Mr. Kovai Satyan from the AIADMK party. He's the AIADMK spokesperson. Sir, a very, very good afternoon to you, and thank you for making time to mirror. Now, I want to ask you here, how do you view this development? We've seen time and again, your rival DMK has also, in fact, been batting for the release of these convicts, and finally, the SC has freed the assassins in the Rajiv Gandhi case today. Your first reaction to this big development?
Our stand is very clear from the beginning. We never sought selective release. Our leader, Jayalalitha, wanted to release all the 7 convicts, and she said she'll invoke Article 161. Wherein our rival DMK were very selective. Initially, they thought release of 2 people, then later changed their stand to 7. So I think based on humanitarian grounds, they are languishing in the jail for 2.5 decades and close to 3 decades. And finally, they are seeing the light at the end of the day.
Right. Mr. Kovai Satyan, thank you so much for joining us. In fact, I'm also being joined by Mr. Vinod Selvan from the BJP. Sir, a very good afternoon to you. And once again, thank you so much for making time exclusively for Mirror Now. Your first reaction to the Supreme Court finally freeing all the assassins in the Rajiv Gandhi case. What do you have to say on that? How do you view this development?
Any decision which is being made by the highest authority of law in India has to be welcomed with, and it needs to be abided by. So today, the Supreme Court has given this verdict, and they've been battling in the jail for several years, and on certain grounds, the Supreme Court has taken this decision. So whatever is it's always been the habit of the BJP to welcome the decisions made by the highest court of India, and we abide by it, and we have practiced that time and about, and it's not going to be any different this time. So we're just going to wait and see how things pan out and what's going to happen.
All right, Mr. Vinod Selvan, since you're joining from the BJP, you're speaking on the behalf of your party. I want to take this moment to ask you one very important question here. Time and again, we've seen how this has been a flashpoint between the ruling DMK in Tamil Nadu and the governor Anand and Ravi. And DMK has also levied this charge that the governor is acting at the behest of your party, that is the BJP. So what do you have to say on that?
See, DMK's blame games are not new. DMK and double standards are two sides of the same coin. So when they were in opposition, they always went and knocked on the governor's door for any relief they wanted. But today, when the governor talks for the welfare of the people of Tamil Nadu, the governor acts only as a bridge between the central government and the state government. He is not the representative of the BJP. He is here to facilitate, to improvise the lives of the people of Tamil Nadu by ensuring that all the central government, whatever, is being planned there, the implementation happens smoothly, and he acts as a bridge between these two governments. The state government, the ruling DMK needs to understand that instead of trying to point fingers at him at every point of time just to escape the negativity which is surrounding them in Tamil Nadu, especially right now after the Coimbatore bomb blast and the rise in prices of various commodities and the flood-related issues, the rain-related issues going on, the apathy of the corporations in the various cities. So there's a lot of agony amongst the people. So every time there is an issue of this sort, DMK tries two tactics. One is the blame game. They usually blame the central government, but this time around, they're blaming the governor instead of central government directly, and they're trying to point their fingers at him. He speaks about Santhan Dharma. Santhan Dharma is a part of our culture. How is that against the DMK? He talks about wanting to implement new education policy. The new education policy is the policy of the central government. It's not the BJP's policy. So he wants the new education policy to be brought for the benefit of the students of Tamil Nadu. So I think, DMK should really stop trying to point fingers at the governor. Instead, look at the welfare of the people of Tamil Nadu and work in the direction, because people have voted for them and they've given them their last chance to be in government. And I think they should really perform at this point.
All right, Mr. Vinod Selvan, thank you so much for joining us on Mirror Now.